So two of the most common complaints I hear about concealed carry is comfort and concealability. Now, while there are plenty of times where those two things can be remedied by just carrying a different gun because you're carrying either too big, too small, whatever of a gun for your body type and your carry position, or the concealment issue can be remedied by your clothing options. But today we're going to be talking about how to modify or customize your carry with the Werkz Bisect bump or wedge. We will be also talking about how something like a claw also works in tandem with a bump or wedge, and does the wedge actually do any good for comfort and concealability? So let's get into it. All right, hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. Like I said, we are going to be talking about bumps or wedges on the back side of your holster as it pertains to how they work, how they improve concealment, and given the right holster, given that you're carrying it in a way that it makes it effective, that it can also help in comfort. And with that, we will also be discussing a little bit about how the claw works in tandem with that, especially as it pertains to concealment.
Everybody got that?
Now, for full transparency, Werkz is a sponsor of the channel. They're the only sponsor of the channel. However, if you've been around the channel long enough, you know that I have been using Werkz holsters far, far beyond ever having a relationship with them, and they are my favorite holster, whether they sponsor the channel or not. With that said, I will be using Werkz holsters for the demonstrations in this video. However, if you have your favorite holster company or brand and they offer these things, the same applies to those as well as for Werkz. Now, this is my daily carry holster. This is the Werkz M6 with the mag carrier, and it comes with the bump or wedge already integrated into the bolter-on, and it also comes already with a claw. So I will say that if your chosen holster company does not offer a wedge and is charging you extra for the claw, you may want to consider moving to someone else. Now, Werkz offers a soft wedge or a soft bump with their Bisect holsters. Now, their Bisect holsters are the most customizable holster I've ever seen on the market, as far as not just the bump or wedge, but with the cant and customization of the spare mag carrier up and down here, different mounting solutions, things like that. I mean, there's not a thing that you can't customize as far as how these wear on your body. So what is the purpose of a wedge? So I have here the Werkz Bisect for the Canic Prime, and I have taken the wedge or bump off of it, and as you can see here, this remains pretty flat, just like many holsters out there that don't offer a wedge or bump. This remains pretty flat. And so as it sits on your body, and assuming you're like probably more than half the country, you have a little bit of a stomach, if not a lot of stomach, and that stomach forces the top of the gun or the grip of the gun out away from your body, hence concealment issues, printing issues, things like that. Now, you add a wedge to it, which would be here, which I'll show you in a second, and that then sits on your pelvis, assuming you're carrying like at appendix. It sits below your belt line, sort of on your pelvis, like this, and now your body is pushing on the wedge, forcing the top of the gun and grip into your body, hence aiding in concealment and getting rid of some of those printing issues, assuming that you're wearing the proper clothing for concealment.
Right there, John. I don't have the words. I'll remember that then.
I would show you on my body, but you don't want to see this gut that close up on the camera. But as you can see here, it works like that. So the bump coming out, right, forces the top of the gun and grip, which is usually what's printing, forces the top of the gun and grip into your body. You combine that with something like the claw, and that hits your belt, forcing the grip inward like this as well. So now you're forcing the gun this way and this way, aiding as much as we can with the current technology that we have in holsters, aiding it as much as possible. So back to that prime holster. This is the medium wedge, which comes on their holsters. And as you can see with this slot here, the wedge is adjustable up and down, or bump. They call it a bump. I've called it a wedge for so long, I will use those interchangeably. But the bump will slide up and down, making it customizable as far as length, where it hits on your body and things like that. Additionally, they offer 3 different sizes. So this being the medium size, which comes on the Bisect holsters. They have the tall one, and they have the short one. The short one is a little under 1 inch tall, really close to a 1/2 inch 5/8. It's soft, so I'm, getting an exact measurement wasn't the best. The medium one is right around 1 inch tall, just short of it, and the tall one is right around 1.25 inches. Again, I have the medium one here on the Glock Bisect holster.
That's rad.
So hoping that the shadows aren't in the way here, you can imagine the holster here. So with that wedge on the back, the wedge pushes in to the front of my pelvis, forcing the gun back a little bit. And of course the belt going around my waist hits the claw like this, forcing the gun grip in. So comfort, when it comes to the wedge or a bump, how does that affect comfort? So as I've said, when you have without a bump or wedge, this part of your gun down here, or your holster, will be what's pressed against you, because your gun is going to sit like this off of your body. That hard edge of the bottom of any holster is generally a hot spot. That's generally a rub point that tends to get very uncomfortable, especially when sitting. Now I have the Werkz Bump adjusted out just a little bit, if you can see there. I don't know how the sun is acting, but it's just over that lip. Not only is this soft, but it also gives a wider, more rounded purchase area to sit against my body. Not only helping with concealment, as we've discussed, but it also helps with comfort, both standing and sitting. So I have seen people say that having, whether it's a soft or hard bump or wedge on your holster, brings the grip too far in for you to grab the gun.
You serious?
That's not the case if you are adjusting everything properly. Now, properly is going to very highly depend on you personally, being at your body type, your belt selection, how tight you have your belt, and so many other factors. But really, the number one reason a person isn't able to get a full grip on a gun is usually because they have it too deep in their pants and they can't get their fingers around the grip because their pants are up to here. Way beyond the trigger guard, not allowing them to get in there.
Are we learning yet?
So it is my opinion that Werkz makes the best holsters on the market. However, again, if you have your chosen holster company and they offer things like either a built-in or adjustable and replaceable wedge or bump, cool. I think you're getting probably the best advantages to concealed carry that you could possibly get, along with the claw. It is, however, no matter what holster company you're using, whether it's Werkz or somebody else, that you look for that advantage. So without and with, and you look for those advantages to help cure possibly some of your concealed carry issues. So to wrap up this TED Talk, there are 3 bump options when it comes to the Werkz holsters for the Bisect: the tall, medium, and short. Again, a little over a 1/2 inch, a little under 1 inch, and a little over 1 inch is probably the easiest way to explain each one. I appreciate you guys watching. I hope you learned something. Don't forget to check out Werkz. It will be in the description below. It is not an affiliate code. It is not an affiliate link. They are a sponsor of the channel. However, this is my way of trying to educate you on some of the things that may help with your concealed carry experience. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll talk to you later.